Hello and welcome to episode 2 of the beginner guide to getting the body that you want. Last episode I touched on nutrition and gave you the basic calorie breakdown. This episode I am going to show you how to calculate your own macros and calories, give you a rough breakdown on macros, what are they, how should you follow them, and I'm going to show you how to track. So let me jump onto my laptop and I'll show you just that. Okay, so first step is you need to search up on Safari, on a computer, the Harris-Bennett formula, BMR calculator, calculator.net is the one that I use here, right? Now, Harris-Bennett is the most accurate estimate for working out your calories. However, it is just an estimate, but that is better than what you're currently doing. You're not tracking your calories, you're under-eating, you're over-eating, you're not following a structure. So following something is going to be better than not at all, because we can see the calculation that it gives us from this and assess if it's working or not. So all we're going to do here is put in your age, your gender, your height, and your weight. I've had to just convert from the measurements I know and put it into this calculator. Gonna hit calculate, and it's estimated that my BMR is 2,005 calories per day. However, your BMR is simply just the amount of calories that you need to survive, to function. So for example, if you were to lay down in bed all day, you would still need 2,005 calories to function well. If you consistently undereat from this number, you're probably going to see some nasty health side effects, like I was speaking about earlier. So we need to be honest and truthful about our activity levels. Now, you've got sedentary, exercise 1 to 2 times, 1 to 3 times, 4 to 5, daily exercise, intense exercise, and then very intense exercise or a physical job. So you need to be honest, because if you lie in this, you're going to start off with higher calories than you probably initially want. Most people are going to be sitting around the exercise 1 to 3, exercise 4 to 5 range. Now, we need to also be honest about your step goals as well. If you don't walk, you work at home, you barely get any steps in, you're under 1,000, then you're going to put in sedentary. If your steps are a couple of thousand each day, you're going to put in one up from that. Most people will find themselves getting between 6 to 8,000 steps if they're commuting to work, driving or walking around throughout the day and work, and then commuting back. And most people will work out. So I'm guessing that the majority of people are going to be in this exercise 4 to 5 times. And honestly, looking at these calories, knowing what I know about myself, that is probably a good range to be in. For me, I work out 5 days a week. I get between 6 to 8,000 steps. I'm going to choose that. Don't lie and say that you do more than you actually do. Right? So, that then means that my calories are now 2,937. Okay, so now you're going to download the app MyFitnessPal. There is multiple other free calorie trackers out there. However, this one's honestly just the simplest, and the fact that it has a larger catalogue of food means it makes things a lot easier when you are searching for the food that you're currently eat or what you're going to eat. So navigate into the More section. Once you've signed up, it will give you your own calorie goal based off of your goals. However, it's usually not that accurate. So go into the nutrition goals and click calories, carbs, proteins, and fat goals. Now, this is your macronutrients. Your calories are made up of your macronutrients. So set the calories that we've just got from that calculator into the top, and then we're going to want to choose the ratio of carbs, proteins, and fats. I'm a big believer in health and longevity, so to achieve that, for the majority of people, we want to follow a low-fat diet. And that does change from male to female. However, speaking to males here, we want to hit that rough 2.2 to 2 grams of protein per kg of body weight. And usually that is going to be 30% of your daily calorie intake. If you then set your carbs to 50%, you've got a good amount of carbs throughout your day, and then set your fats to 20%. Now, this isn't for everyone, but it's the most common macro profile that I've used for the majority of my clients in the past, and it's what most people will respond best to. You might not fit in that category, but try it and see how you respond. Now, when we're thinking about macronutrients, protein is essential. It's your number one priority because it's going to help you gain muscle if you're bulking. It's going to help you gain or continue to hold on to muscle if you're cutting, and it's going to help you gain muscle if you're doing a body recomp. So really, really important. We cannot sacrifice losing muscle mass. It's essential as well, meaning that if you didn't eat protein, you would become extremely unwell and then die. So, carbs. Carbs are your body's main fuel source. It's what your body wants to run off of. So, think about petrol in a car. When you put the throttle down to the ground, it then fast delivers that fuel to the engine, creating more horsepower, letting you shoot away faster, right? Same happens with carbs. If you go into the gym, you're demanding your body to do a hard workout, it's going to use the carbohydrates. And then we deplete carbs when we do that workout. So it's why you maybe felt after a big long hike or a long day without eating properly, or a workout, you feel done in after it. You feel like you sit in your car and you just can't move, you sit on the couch and you can't be bothered to get up. That's because you've depleted your carb sources, or your carb stores. So carbs are really important for intensity in the gym, to help you have good energy throughout the day, and to make sure you recover from your workouts. And then there's fats. Fats are another essential one. You would become very unwell and very unhealthy, to probably then die, if you cut out all fats in your diet. So we want to have the good fats in our diet. But there's the term fats will make you fat. Now, this isn't true, well, only to an extent. So for 1 gram of protein and 1 gram of carb, there is 4 calories. However, for 1 gram of fat, there is 9 calories. Meaning that it's much easier to overeat in fats and then overeat on your calorie intake if you eat high fat foods. So for example, your takeaways aren't high in calories because of the carbs or the protein, they're high in calories because of the fat. Think of a Chinese, if you order a Chinese, you could easily eat 2,000 calories. The majority of that is going to be fat intake. Same with like a takeaway pizza. Same with anything that's fried. So, what good fats do we want? Things like meat fats, dairy fats, and vegetable fats. So red meat, fish fats, chicken skin, dairy, milk, yogurt, cheese, vegetables, avocados, nuts, seeds. They're the fats you need. They're the fats that are going to make you feel good. And because there's 9 calories per gram of fat, they are a longer, slower energy source. So they'll make sure you've got the same amount of energy spread out throughout the day without crashing at that 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock dip. And they're really important for hormone production. So if you're a male that isn't eating well, your testosterone is probably going to be low. If you start eating good quality fats, you'll tend to see an increase in testosterone and dramatically feel that impact. If you're a female and you're significantly under-eating in fats, this is where there's a lot of hormone issues that could appear, like losing your menstrual cycle, and both males and females can suffer from moodiness, low appetite or high appetite, low energy, low productivity, anxiety, all the symptoms of having bad hormones. So fats are really, really important. However, we don't want to have too many of them. When it comes to using MyFitnessPal, it is relatively simple. It's pretty easy, it's very user-friendly. I'm not going to break down how to use MyFitnessPal in this video, truthfully, because if you search up how to log food on MyFitnessPal, MyFitnessPal themselves have posted a video on YouTube explaining everything you need to know about it. In this video, I'm not going to be able to do it better than MyFitnessPal themselves. So go check out that 7-minute video if you want to learn everything you need to know about MyFitnessPal. And the last thing I'm going to say is remember to eat what you track, not track what you eat. If you're living in a way where you're just choosing what you want to eat and scanning it, you're probably not making the best choices. If you're trying to fit in takeaways into your macros and processed unhealthy foods into your macros, then you're probably not getting as much from your food as you could be. If you are scanning good whole food into your macros to balance out your macros for the end of the day with intention behind your choices, you are going to be in a very good place. So you're tracking ahead of time and then eating that. If you plan your day, you will hit your macros. If you don't, you're never going to perfectly hit your calorie or your macro intake by just guessing. The majority of you will never be good enough at tracking your calories to be able to do that. So use MyFitnessPal, get comfortable with it. It'll be a learning process. It's a bit fruitier at the start, but you'll get used to it and it'll become a habit like everything else. So thank you for watching. I hope this clarified on how to calculate your calories, your macros, and how to track. If you want to see what foods I eat and some recipes on the things that you could eat, then give me a follow on Renegade Coaching at Instagram.